All right, what's up, guys? In today's video, we're going to take a look at the Cold War AK-47. We're going to break down the best attachments in order to build the best class setup. We're going to showcase why this will be the meta weapon after the AMAX gets nerfed. If you guys do enjoy the video or learn anything new, please make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel down below if you guys want to see more content like this. And if you guys do enjoy the video, please leave a like. But like I said, the first thing we're going to take a look at is how to build the best class setup, and then go over the attachments, and then compare this gun directly head-to-head to the AMAX. Same thing as every Cold War AR that you're using as a close-range weapon. This gun is godly in the time to kill category, is I think the second fastest killing AR behind the AMAX. So you're building this gun for the close range. Obviously, first things first, Groove Suppressor, Field Agent. With the Cold War weapons, you want to use the RPK barrel because it gives you straight speed, bullet velocity, and range, while only affecting your vertical recoil, which they improve the recoil of the AK, so definitely not noticeable. If you want to use this as an SMG, I would definitely recommend the ultralight barrel because it doesn't have an effect on your recoil while still improving your straight speed if you want to use it as an SMG, but definitely RPK barrel. And then the one thing with the current Raider stock, which I believe they might be nerfing. So if you're watching this video after the nerf of the Raider stock, it might be switched. But for the current meta with the Raider stock, the way it is, it gives you like a 50% faster straight speed and 60% faster shooting move speed, which is godly better than any SMG. So definitely much needed. And obviously improves sprint to fire, which is going to help the most. As far as for the magazine, the 60 round mag in my opinion was best because it's going to do what the AMAX can't, which is have 60 bullets. You're going to get a faster reload and a faster ADS than the AMAX and more ammo. So if you're trying to build the AK to be better than the AMAX, this is the exact class setup here. So what I want to take a look at next is the time to kill versus the AMAX to show you guys why this is identical to it. All right, so what you guys can see on the screen, this is the time to kill and up to what range, obviously AK versus AMAX. As you guys know, the AMAX is 476. The AK is slightly slower by about 4.8%, which is very minimal at 500 milliseconds, up to about 32 meters. So the AMAX does have 10% more range, which definitely might notice. 3 meters is definitely a lot in the close range. Then in the mid range, if you take the bullet velocity off, the AK is 600 milliseconds, while the AMAX is once again 571. 24 milliseconds in the close range, 29 in the middle is a very minimal difference. You probably wouldn't notice in game. It's about 1 frame, less than 2. What I wanted to showcase though, if you take a look at the base stats, you guys can see the chest, stomach, and head almost identical for both of these weapons. The biggest difference though is this does slightly more to the chest, which I'll showcase in just a second, because this gun does have the ability to kill faster while still not getting 100% chest shots, which is the big negative for the AMAX. You have to get 100% chest shots in order to maintain the time to kill. With the AK, you don't. So when you go through and break down all of the actual stats of the best class setup, the ADS speed is on another level. This is without the ammo attached because it doesn't have it on his website. This is 350 milliseconds. AMAX is over 400, so faster ADS, faster sprint to fire, tactical sprint to fire. The movement speed difference is about 9.5%, which is 100% going to be noticeable if you're using this as an SMG. The ADS is almost 2 times better. You guys can see is massive. The biggest difference obviously in that recoil, which is the AMAX has the commando, the barrel, and the VOK to help with that. Biggest difference with the Raider stock, your hip fires are about the same, and with the bullet velocity it is slightly better, which you might notice if you're fighting beyond 30 meters, which is why I think where the bullet velocity will kick in a little bit on the overall accuracy, and then obviously lowering the time to kill. Mag size obviously doesn't have ammo, like I said. This is 60, and the reload time was 1.3 seconds, so you have a full second faster reload. You have 15 more bullets, better bullet velocity, better straight speed, better movement speed, faster sprint out, faster ADS. So everything mobility category dominates the AMAX. The only thing the AMAX does better is kill faster. And what we're going to take a look at next, which I'll showcase to you, is why the damage of the AK is extremely good. So on the screen, what you guys will be able to see is the actual damage profile of the AK, and I will put next to it that of the AMAX. So you guys can see with 6 chest shots, you're doing 258 damage, maintaining that time to kill. Even if you miss 1 chest shot and get a stomach or limb, it's still 5 shots to the chest and 1 to the stomach will still maintain the time to kill. But if you get 2 limb shots or lower stomach, legs, your time to kill will lower, and that is where your time to kill is going to drop. And one of the big negatives, it does take 3 headshots to lower the time to kill, which is pretty much impossible because this gun does have a lot of vertical recoil. but it might kick to the head. So the odds of you getting a lower time to kill in 500 milliseconds is definitely not possible. But to get a lower time to kill than 500 to go to the 600 is definitely possible. But as you guys can see with the AMAX, it requires 100% chest shots. So this gun is more forgiving in order to maintain the time to kill, which in my opinion is what makes it better. So when you add all those factors in, faster time to kill with the AMAX, that's the only thing it has. Better movement speed, stray speed. I think the recoil, the AMAX is a little bit better, but every factor besides that, the AK is 100% going to crush it. So what I want to take a look at next is going to be breaking down all of those attachments. As I said, obviously number one, the groove suppressor improves your recoil, bullet velocity, and range 100% needed. And as I said, with the Raider stock, you guys will be able to see on the screen the overall stats of all the stocks. With the Raider stock, the shooting move speed, sprint to fire, and stray speed are just so godly currently, as they still haven't nerfed it as the time I'm making this video. 40% faster stray speed, 65% faster shooting move speed, and then a 30% faster sprint to fire that only affects your hip fire is clearly godly. 3 insane stats for one big negative. Definitely 100% the Raider stock is better than the no stock and the combat. They just don't do everything that the Raider does, which is 100% why it's the only stock to use. The next quick thing is going to be the underbarrel. I feel like a majority of players have slightly migrated to the speed grip. What I think the last gun I covered was the FAR. The speed grip was 100% better. With this on the screen, you guys will see, this is just comparing the Spetsnaz to the speed grip directly. You guys can see the recoil pattern on the left and then the stats on the bottom. The Spetsnaz had significantly less vertical recoil and then much better horizontal. So side to side, the only thing the speed grip helps, it actually had worse horizontal, while obviously lowering your movement speed by 7%, which is going to get rid of that positive you have over the AMAX, so I don't recommend it. Spetsnaz grip had 100% better overall recoil, and for me, the initial recoil was identical. The first 7 bullets kicked the same. The next 15 to 20, the Spetsnaz had much less vertical recoil and a tighter spread. So in the first 20 to 30 bullets you're shooting, the Spetsnaz is going to have a lot better overall recoil, which in my opinion is what makes it best. The barrels you guys will be able to see on the screen, all the stats. So obviously, like I said, with the ultralight barrel, if you're running the best close range SMG possible with the Raider stock, the ultralight, and then probably like a bruiser grip or something to improve your movement speed, it's definitely usable. The only other thing I would recommend would be the Liberator barrel, because it improves your bullet velocity to give you about 1200, which is going to be much better than that of the AMAX by about 25%, but it tanks your stray speed. So your stray speed about AMAX level, but bullet velocity will be like top AR level, which is definitely good if you're looking for a mid-range AR. The one class setup I would recommend with this, obviously the Liberator barrel, the skeletal stock. This would be, in my opinion, the SUSAT. I think the SUSAT is definitely king right now for recoil. If you're looking for a mid-range class setup similar to that of the VLK, these are going to have a similar time to kill, similar ADS speed, but much better bullet velocity with that of the Liberator barrel. So if you're using the barrel, that would obviously be best. As I said, the best and only barrel that I would recommend is the RPK barrel. The effect on your vertical recoil is very minimal. Only noticed in the last like 20 bullets in my experience testing it, while improving your range, your bullet velocity, and your stray speed, which majority of these Cold War weapons like the XM4, the FAR, and the AK are all using in the double meta as the close range weapons. So to improve that is what's going to make it excellent in my opinion. And the last and final thing to take a look at is obviously going to be the ammo. The big negative here is the 60 round fast mag. 100% I do not recommend using. Your ADS is 10% slower than every other attachment, while your reload time is like 10% faster. So the trade-off is about equal. In exchange, you get a slightly faster reload, you get a worse ADS, which I don't recommend because, like I said, this is a close range AR. So with the 60 round mag and the 45 round fast mag, I found those to be best. Your reload is the same. While with the 45 round fast mag, has no effect on reload and no effect on ADS. So if you want no effect on your overall stats, the 45 round fast mag. With the 60, like I said, this is where I recommend it to be better than the AMAX. Your reload is identical, did not affect the reload, and your ADS was about 50 milliseconds slower, which is about 17%. Not that big of a deal. 350 milliseconds is still faster than the AMAX by a long shot and faster than pretty much every single Modern Warfare AR, which is why I do recommend the 60, because we're trying to build it better than the AMAX. But For me personally, I wouldn't recommend the 45 speed mag because you get a slightly faster reload for a worse ADS. So your reload percent is 10% faster, while your ADS is 50% worse. So technically, if you're adding those together, you're negative 5% in exchange to reload slightly faster. You're just better off at that point going with the 60 mag, in my opinion, because you're going to have the same ADS, almost identical reload, while having 15 extra bullets. So that's basically it for the best class setup in my opinion. As I said, this is going to be the meta weapon. If you guys learned anything new and you guys had not subscribed, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. If anything in the video did help you make a better class setup, please leave a like on the video. Comment down below if you think this is going to be a meta weapon as soon as the AMAX get nerfed. As I said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.